All right. So I think you can hear me now. I think you can hear more than feedback now. Right? I'm pretty sure you can hear. I'm pretty sure you can hear more than feedback now. Right? You'll tell me eventually. Even though this is the third one. Yeah, I know. Now we're cooking. Peace, Roxanne. Peace, Renata. Again. Is it Renata? Renata? What else would it be? Right? You tell me though. Ooh. Yeah. Correct. Renata. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I'm actually in between tasks right now. It means reborn. Okay. Reborn into what? Out of what and into what? Yeah, I'm in between tasks. So I've been meaning to do the podcast from Saturday. I've been that busy. It was actually two I was supposed to do. One for Saturday, one for Sunday. And I didn't do either one of them. So I said, well, while I'm in between tasks, maybe I'll just do a quick little, hey, I'm here. Hey. How are you all doing? Peace, Suzanne. Yeah. How are you all moving? How's your what's today? Tuesday or Wednesday is one of them. I think it's Tuesday, right? Yeah, probably. I never remember days. How's your Tuesday? Okay, how's your Tuesday going? How's everything moving for you? Huh? Everything's cool. Yeah. You know the other thing too is that I know I have this weird ebb and flow when it comes to peace, Mimi. Um, when it comes to doing the broadcast sometimes, because honestly, sometimes I'm in the zone and sometimes I don't feel like it. And what I mean feel like it, not like a lazy thing, like, oh, I'm tired, I don't feel like it. But sometimes I'm not in the mood for talking, you know, even though they're only 30 minutes. But a lot of times it takes a lot of build up to sometimes do the segments. So if I'm not feeling it, I just, I don't do it because then I won't be channeling at that point. I'll just be talking. You know what I mean? So peace, Omega. Yeah. I was just thinking about you 2 days ago. Peace, Hassan. Yeah, yeah. Peace, peace. Oh, y'all coming in. All right. I thought I was gonna jump in and jump off. We got a couple folks here. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't do a podcast because a lot of people ask me, "What? No podcast?" Everybody was hitting my inbox and IG. No podcast this Saturday. You know, I don't hold myself to the same standard with it as I do with like, or as I did with the other enlightenment and transformation stuff. Like I said, if I'm not feeling the talking thing, I just don't do it. You know what I mean? Because then it doesn't, it won't, it won't flow like it should. You know? Yeah. So like I said, I was in between tasks. Peace, Nicole. Greetings. I don't know what happened, but I'm not connected. Miss you, Chief. Oh, you ain't gotta miss me. Well, we're gonna be setting up shop down in Tampa. Actually, we were gonna try to do a meetup um, this month, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Well, no. It's not going to happen in time, but we'll still try to do something this month. Maybe not like the official, but because I have to go down your way again. But I gotta shoot right back up to New York because I got a serious thing that I have to do. Like, so I'll be zipping in and out, But we'll try to do something, you know. But if not, definitely October, we should be in, maybe not full swing, but we should have something cool, excuse me. We should have something cool by October, definitely, Yeah, yeah. Ekale Obadina. Ekale Akbar Ato, you know. But yeah, so we got something happening, and then we still working on the Atlanta piece. So yeah, we're gonna light the South up a little bit with a couple little activities and stuff like that. But like, I was saying, it's real important because other people asked me about what would it take for them like to be able to get involved with a chapter. And every ministry now, we're working around work. You know what I mean? So that whole like just it's cool to link up and just drink liquor and smoke, whatever you guys like to do. You know what I mean? I don't want to assume that all of you smoke and drink, but a lot of you smoke and drink. But that's cool too to get together in terms of that capacity. But when you linger around too much, that's when funny stuff starts happening because then our toxins come to the surface. So it's the work that detoxifies us. It's the work that purges us when we start putting ourselves into the place of like these same spirits that we're studying, and we do humanitarian work and philanthropic work, then it starts to scrape away the layers of the nonsense off of us. But when we're just sitting around kicking it, it could be a peaceful vibe, but if you do too much of that, we'll start turning on each other. So people have been asking, but I want to do a chapter where I'm at, but it's like you gotta be ready to work. You know what I mean? If you ain't ready to work, I'm not gonna support that chapter. The chapters have to be built around that, man. They gotta be built around work. There's so much that we don't understand about each other. You know what I mean? There's so many missing lessons. And we assume that we can just get with each other and interact on a healthy level. We assume that, but sometimes we forget no one's ever taught us how to do that. So a lot of times when we have those opportunities, man, we mess it up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we're gonna get something moving, but everything is centered around work. Everything is a movement, everything is work at this point. And movement is meditation for us. And that's when I say us, I'm talking about us, Anu. Movement is meditation. Motivate yourself to movement, motivate yourself to the work. And that's what we're going to be known for. So when people say, yeah, that I knew that, or, people probably pronounce it wrong because they still can't say Yuya. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. But, let that be the legacy. Yeah, they got busy. They were quiet, but they got busy. So everything has to be shaped around that. And there's so many causes. There's so many things we could put our hands on and start. Because, as you start to function in different capacities, you'll better understand how the smartest people in the world created the systems that you are connecting to. Those West Africans are brilliant, man. Those Congolese are brilliant. That's really where these systems come from, is the Congo. But you're talking about brilliant people. These were the deities of the planet, considered the deities of the planet openly for a very long time. So how do we own and claim that mind that created these systems? How do we get back to that space, man? We get back to that space by moving like creators through the world. We have to get back to that again. What's it say over here? Yes, indeed. We have a tribe here trying to make things happen. I'm so glad you're going to organize this. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I mean? What did you say, Dietrich? That was one of the first quizzes we had in class. We was quizzed on everybody's name and why they came to class. Yeah. It's an important piece, man. What are you here to do? And what is your name is your attribute, of course. But, what character and attribute are you bringing? And what are you here to do? So it's the same thing when you see that a new stamp, when you see that logo, notice some work is going on. I'm all for the celebrations too. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? Celebrations are cool. I don't necessarily like to be in the middle of them, but I like to watch them. But it's a lot of work to do, man. And the more work you do, I'm telling you, the wiser you get. You'll learn stuff quick, by putting yourself in those entities' shoes. You want to learn something about SU, go volunteer at a school to storytell. Become that griot, or go to an old folks home and do some storytelling. Do something like that. It's just there's so many different things you can do to kind of get yourself in a certain place. You want to learn more about Osayin? A lot of nature reserves are always looking for volunteers. They always need people to come help clean trails and mark trails and cut up fallen trees that are fallen in the paths and things like that. So there's so many opportunities that you have to be these entities that we love so much, Hey, peace, bro, man. Music, one. And peace, Sister Mathinch. If I said that correct, I see your name all the time on IG, but I don't, I say it in my head. I never say it out loud. Grown Man Music, what you ask? How you go about renaming your name? Rename? You mean giving yourself a new name, or giving the name that you have new meaning? Grown Man Music one. Because that's a different thing. I'll let you clarify. I'll let you answer that before I start just talking about it. Yeah, man. But yeah, so like I said, I didn't do the podcast, so I said let me make an appearance. Getting a new name. How do you go about getting a new name? Go get a new name. Mathingay. Look at that. Where's my pen? I'm gonna write that down. I'll use my iPad. I was completely off. I'm gonna write that down right now. Mathingay. He said it's all good. No, it ain't all good. I gotta say your name right. No, that's not cool. Okay. Sister Mathingay. Even if I never say it out loud, but even if I think it, I want to think it correctly. Matt. Mathingay. Mathingay. Oh man, who's calling me? No, not right now. And then it's gonna keep ringing forever. I gotta close all the places. All right, cool. Still ringing, and I don't even know from where at this point. All right, I got a lot going on. Yeah, but okay, Mathingay. All right, I got it written down, sis. I'll never say it wrong again. I'll never think it wrong again, or say it if I have an opportunity again. But what was I saying? Yeah, you were asking about getting a new name, right? However you get a new name, there's no set way in getting a name. Of course, in certain cultures, yes, there are. In certain cultures, you would go through a naming ceremony. Typically, when I name people, I've named a lot of people. Most of the time, it's been in some type of ritual that was already going on, or initiation, or consecration. Um, you can have it read on. You know, you can name yourself. you know, I wouldn't necessarily say that there's a right and wrong way. To be honest with you, grown man music one. I wouldn't necessarily say there's a right and wrong way to name yourself because most of the stuff that we do, peace, Gloria. I don't know which Gloria this is. We got a couple of Glorias, but you're all cool with me. So, but yeah, I would say that most of the things that we look to do, like rename ourselves and stuff like that. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me see if I can do it. Let me message that person. Let them know why I blocked their thing. Put that over there. 1 second, y'all. Okay. Yeah, man. A lot of things that we do, like rename ourselves and stuff, or even when we get ETAs and life path readings, for the most part, we're doing them at the quote unquote wrong time. You know what I mean? So it's like you almost have to kind of make up your own rules in a sense. You know what I mean? Like I'm renaming myself. Well, why are you renaming yourself? Well, you're renaming yourself because maybe there wasn't a lot of thought put behind the name that you currently have, or the vibration of it. Maybe you've grown out of it, or whatever the reason, but that's not necessarily an issue we particularly face in an indigenous setting. So some of the things that we deal with here in terms of stuff like that, we don't necessarily have a process for back home, because you would name a baby. You're probably like your screen thing is grown man music. So I'm gonna just assume that you're a grown man. So you kind of climb up and you do things however you have to do it, man. See, that's the thing about being in the diaspora, man. We have new sets of problems that we face here exclusively. And I know it feels good to strive to look back. What the heck happened? Oh, okay. I lost my chat. But I know it feels good to strive to look back, to the continent for those answers. But some of those things, man, have to come through the spiritual engineering that you have inside of you. Traditionally, our core, we're engineers, man. You know what I mean? We're the engineers of the cosmos. We look at things, we make things, we we figure out how to make them better. We take them apart, we put them back together, we reverse engineer it. We reappropriate things and stuff like that. So it's the same thing with the process of naming yourself, brother. Like, you know, um, some could tell you, well, we do it this way. You get an ETA, you get a life path reading, and then we'll tell you the name through there. You need to receive your right hand of Ifa. You need to be consecrated. Some will tell you a lot of different things, but when it comes to the method, follow your intuition. And it may lead you wrong. Don't worry about it. That's how you learn. Follow your intuition, man. You know, in my opinion, personally, I think the best names are names that are earned. That's just me talking though. My all of my names were earned. And I think to me that's the most powerful ones, because then they're communally recognized. And usually it'll be based on, why's my chat keep disappearing? I don't know what all that's about. But let me make sure I'm even still online. Yeah, I'm still online. But yeah, like I said, usually it'll be something that's communally recognized, which makes it a little, has a little bit more weight to it, if you will. So if you're a part of a community, go to the elder of that community and tell them that you're seeking a name, That's what I would do personally, and do where your intuition leads you. But you know, that's what I would do. You know, but there's so many different ways to do it, man. I just named a bunch of them. You know, um, let me see, Milan and Cartier. Finally caught you live. Maybe I caught you. Peace, family. Chief, I have so many questions, but I will ask when the time is right. Too much to type in this chat. Okay. I'm an archive student, so I'm still trying to catch all the info you've given. My questions might be answered through the archives and literature. You know what, Milan? Your question is answered through the archives and literature. I can pretty much promise you that. Um, a lot of people don't realize how much information I've already put out until like they start asking me questions, and I'm like, yeah, I did a show on that. Yeah, I have a show on that. Yeah, I talked about that. Look in this show, look in that show. And they're like, oh my goodness, you've talked about everything. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose, man. So um, yeah, chances are whatever it is that you're thinking, I probably already covered it, most likely, you know. But feel free. You could throw a question or two in it. I don't always answer everything. It depends on like, you know, I'm fun, man. I want in the moment, or if I like the question, or if I feel like you shouldn't be asking it, and maybe it's a question that you can answer yourself or whatever. That will determine if I'm going to answer it or not. You know. But shoot your shot. Do it for the culture. So Nicole said, "You are so right. We did that for my daughter and my husband's tribe, and they sacrificed a lamb for the name ceremony. See, so that's one way to do it. You sacrifice the lamb. Okay, some places wouldn't use a lamb. They would maybe just set some doves free, or they would just have people come bring gifts or thing. Every there's no one way of doing things. It's really how it intuitively speaks to you and brings out the most meaning to you. You might find a name for yourself and do something crazy like climb on the side of a building and spray paint it on the side of the building. That may mean more to you because everybody saw it and gave it its attention. Maybe you put it on a billboard and 600 people see it and say, oh, boom, whatever the name is. And, so and I know that sounds crazy, but it's just as crazy as sacrificing a lamb for somebody's name. We're the new wave. We're the new deities, man. And some of the stuff that we come up with, I know it may seem crazy, but when you dream, isn't all that stuff crazy? When you start going into those other realms away from the heaviness of this thought here, it gets crazy. And crazy is outside the lines. You start coloring outside the lines, He said, yeah, you're on and I'm here. You sure are. I know it's not the time, but just so you know, I signed for spiritual classes. Haven't started yet. Okay, cool. Start when you're ready. Because if you don't, then you may never finish. Like many people have never finished phase 1, which was like, I don't want to go through all that again. But definitely do it when you're in the right space mentally. Start when you're in the right space mentally. Absolutely. There's somebody who's on the chat right now that expressed a frustration with me. I'm not gonna call you out. But I didn't, there was something you asked me, but I didn't give you the answer, but I'm going to give it to you now. And I think it may help some other people too at the same time. A lot of times when you hear me talk about dark and light, male and female, or masculine and feminine, stuff like that, it may seem like I harp on it a lot, but it's because when you get right down to it with a lot of these different systems that we study, so much, if it's manifesting in this dimension here, it's going to be based around male and female. You can't get away from it, because this is the land of push and pull duality, where everything that manifests here manifests through the joining or the copulation of complementary energies. So you got to understand copulation is violence. Copulation is two energies coming together, open fist, a closed fist, and, or something that is waiting to get punched and something that gets punched, or again, as we look at it through sexuality, it's when you're really facing and heading into resistance, when you're really facing and heading into resistance, there's an old dude that speaks about that. I was about to share, but I ain't gonna share it. Not right now. I ain't, no. But okay. So here's like the problem person was having. Problem the person was having was talking to women that they work with and really communicating, like just understanding the communication. And the thing is like, again, when you understand the spiritual nature of people and things and places and shapes that form our reality, then you will definitely understand how to interact with humans expressing themselves through the genders. That's why it's so important that we don't ignore the gender, that we don't try to create this homogenous idea or unisexual idea that we're all the same and there's no difference. No, we are different. We're all different. If you look different on the outside, you're different on the inside. I can't make it any more simpler than that. What's unseen expresses itself to the seen. That's the movement of energy. So if you look different on the outside, it's because there's something different with you going on the inside. Okay. So here's the thing with communication, right? A lot of times women attempt to communicate with men like they're talking to other women. And a lot of times men attempt to communicate to women like they're talking to other men. And they get really confused and they get really frustrated because, it's not really, they just feel like they're speaking two different languages, right? So I'm going to make it real simple for you based on the challenge that you were having. And this is like in love relationships, anything, like it applies to it all, right? So here's the deal. Women never come at anything straight because they don't deal with the linear concept or the linear dimensions. They deal with the spatial dimensions. And the spatial dimensions are amorphous. The spatial dimensions are not defined. So the woman is always dealing with ideas and approaches that are moving like this. They're like moving. The feminine energy is like plasma. So, like I said, I've used examples before. She wants you to take her somewhere Saturday. She doesn't say, "Can you take me to the party Saturday?" She says, "What are you doing Saturday?" "Oh, I ain't doing anything." "Oh, good. You can take me to the party." Right? And part of that, again, it's her nature, and it's not a bad thing. You want that. You want that fluidity. You want that why not aspect. The why not is like, we're not supposed to do that. Why not? No one has ever done that. Why not? She sees the line and she dances around the line, right? So that's how she communicates. And I mean, it's kind of simple, man. Most of your water deities are feminine, are women. It tells you something about the movement of things, right? And of course, in nature, you don't see any straight lines. All right. So then you have the masculine energy, right? And the masculine energy is tied into the time, right? Right. The time energy. That's how we kind of know Olokun is not a man, too. A lot of times you'll see in Orisha studies, you'll see Olokun depicted as masculine because they're mistaking, Olokun with a different entity. No, I'm sorry, Olokun is man. I'm sorry, I was thinking of Oduduwa. Sorry about that. Thinking of Oduduwa. they mistake Oduduwa for a different entity. Peace, Louisa. But that's a whole nother thing. Anyway, so then you have the masculine, and the masculine is cued into time. So what's the shortest distance between 2 points? A straight line. So when men speak to you, they speak to you very directly. They ask you a question directly. Hey, da 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 da, or they say things like they say a direct order. They say things very directly because the man is dealing with the linear dimension on the planet. He's not dealing with so much with the fluidity. He's not dealing with the abstract because he's now enjoying life outside of the abstract. See, men are really an abstraction inside, and I'm saying men, but I want you to understand I'm saying masculine energy. But masculine energy is really an abstraction in the universe because thought is an abstraction. An abstraction is when you're pulling something out of something else, right? But it's abstract in that it really has no other footing nor other grounding. So men really don't have a footing or grounding unless they have a feminine energy that they're footing and grounding into, like the earth, like water, like space, like ether, right? So outside of that, they're a whole. Like when we talk about black holes, I know we make it feminine a lot of times, and it is feminine, but the truth is, your very material presence is a black hole inside of the completeness of the environment. That's why I was thinking about Olokun earlier, because Olokun governs space. So it's like, what's this? Okay. I don't know why you're speechless, but something that left us speechless. So anyway, what was that? Okay, yeah. So men deal with that concept of time. So they deal with the directness of things. So when they communicate, they want to communicate directly. When women communicate, they're always going to come from an angle. And the thing is, that's what you want. You don't necessarily want her coming at you straight like that. That would be very masculine. Just like if he's always roundabout, it would be very feminine. So it's a bit unattractive in a man if he can't say what he wants or what he's dealing with directly. And sometimes it could be very unattractive in a woman when she's super direct. Those games that she likes to play that become frustrating, they only become frustrating because you think you're talking to a man. All right. So ultimately, it's based on our actual chemical and spiritual makeup and how we're designed, which becomes the basis of how we communicate. Because remember, communication and breath, when we speak, everything is created through word sound. You see what I'm saying? So the very nature of our spiritual makeup is always going to be inherent in the way that we speak. You see, that's because what's on the inside always expresses itself to the outside. You can see that even in certain cultures and listen to the language. The language exemplifies or typifies the people. You can hear it. Even if you can't understand the language, you can hear the word sound and it sounds a certain way. You see, and that sound will give you a certain feeling. Some languages are more beautiful than others. And you find that those typically are the more beautiful people. All right. So what does it say over here? Maybe I'll touch on that again, but hopefully that helps the person. I'm not gonna call a person out, but stop being so frustrated, man. We're different. And we gotta celebrate those differences. It's just like we don't enjoy when women always coming from an angle and speaking from roundabout, crisscross ways, but we sure love their curves. We love their breasts. We love their hips. We love their behinds. We love the curves then. You see, you may not like how direct your man is with you. And a lot of times it's because you didn't grow up with a father or a militant father. Peace, Lo. Because when you grow up with a militant father, you're gonna get used to being told a lot of harsh truths. Because again, men govern the concept of time. So they're not really going to peace, brother Daniel. Ekale, they're not really going to waste time. going all over the place. Women have no concept of time, so they waste your time all day. That's why women are the masters of the friend zone. Men don't really friend zone people because they don't want to waste their time. Women don't care because they don't time. What's that? Right? they'll waste people's time all day. That's why you gotta rush them. When you start feeling that friend zone. Hey, you like me? What? Why you like me? Do you like me? You gotta rush them. I know if any of my women listen to this, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, he did that to me." Yep, I will rush you in a second. Oh, let's stop with it. You like me? What you mean? Do you like me? What you mean? Like, you know what I mean? Or play with me. So, yeah. So, we appreciate the straightness of a man when he's communicating straight and getting things done, and his penis is erect and he's straight, right? So you got to understand that we're gonna exemplify, each aspect that we're born under in terms of our spiritual designations. Women are gonna speak sometimes circular. Sometimes they're gonna speak in a circular fashion. It's gonna take them a while to get to the point because they're dealing with the fluid and circular and holistic aspects of life. And men sometimes can be short, or it's perceived as being harsh when they're directly telling you the truth because they're dealing with the linear aspects of life. All right. So let's see here. Milan says, I'm trying to help my father heal mentally and physically. He had a stroke. Oh man. And he is now in a nursing home. I'm uncertain if I can give him any healing energy if I'm not mature in spirituality. Play some music for your pops. The best thing you could do for your father, like if you don't have that spiritual vibe, bring him back to when he was strongest. Like music, smells. If like a certain cologne he used to like, maybe he liked to wear high karate. Y'all don't remember high karate. That's before a lot of y'all time. But maybe he liked to wear high karate back in the days. Or he liked certain music and stuff like that. Bring that to him to the nursing home, and because the reality is like time. You bring your time with you, and I think I said that recently in something. Time is not something we live and then it's gone, because your history exists within your ego and your head. So the reality is you can always go back and change history if you can go back and relive something with enough lucidity. If you can live a moment lucid, it can change the future that it is right now. So time travel is possible, you see. So you bring him back to when he was strong again, when he was young and strong, and he'll start getting better when you don't have the ability to do certain rituals or prayers or whatever like that. Because remember, at the end of the day, 80% of magic is hypnotism. 80% of it is hypnotism. So there's different ways to put people in a suggestive state. Yeah, but use music, use smell, clothes, whatever brings him back to that moment, or when he was stronger. That's what you could do, Milan, in light of, maybe not necessarily knowing rituals and things like that. G says, peace to you too. I finished the Studio House first level. However, it opened up a lot more of levels for me to work on, not including the exit question about your weakness. Was the course designed like? Yes, absolutely. The course is, that's why I gave people lifetime access, because it's like grasping the divine power. I wrote the book so you could read it in like a day, but it's a reference book. So you're going to have to go back to it. I did the course the same way. By the time you get to the end and you're dealing with divination, you're going to think about the earlier chapters dealing with purpose, because I'm divining, and the divination is at the end, because now that you've built yourself up a certain way, you're maybe not so scared to contact entities and spirits, but also you have a better sense of what you should be divining on. But then it makes you go back and think about, well, my purpose. So then you might divine on what my purpose is. You go back and listen to that exercise, or you might realize that as you're moving that pendulum and things like that, hey man, I still got a lot of emotional blockages. You might go back to the chakra section. So it's made to it's I designed phase one to leave you with more questions than answers, but leave you with the courage to go and get those questions answered. So yeah, absolutely, man. Or woman. I'm sorry, I don't know G what you are. I'm GH. Um Lo says I love the curves. Of course you do. Nah, I don't even do that maybe, man. Lo says, do you like me? Yes or no? No, maybe so. Even when I was a kid, when we used to do those little letters, and first of all, I never really did one. It's like, excuse me. Girl, do you like me? Not, but maybe. I ain't no maybe type of dude. I'm not waiting for you. Yes or no. None of that. I gotta think about it. No. Yes or no. Right now. Your brain is in your head right now. You could think about it right now. That's me, man. I ain't got time to be playing with you. 3 women to every man, man. I got three more chicks out there looking for me. You're gonna be sitting here playing around with your feeble-minded self. Yes or no? Anyway. Mimi says, because we live outside of time. We live outside of time when we're living outside of the body. As long as you're in a place where you're subject to gravity, you're subject to time. Okay? Times grid times matrix is gravity. Okay? So that's why when you're in that spiritual realm, you don't have a sense of time. Or when you're dreaming, you don't have a sense of time because you're not beholden by gravity. Okay? Milan says, so true. Men love the physical curves, but hate our mental curves. Yeah, sometimes, but like I said, sis, we learning. Brothers and sisters, are learning because we've been cut off from our culture. So as a result, there's a lot we don't know about each other. There's a lot we're trying to learn about each other, And these moments where you got a OG like myself or old head like myself saying, listen, here, let me give you a little game. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. You got to take that stuff, start applying it, and then it opens up more things. That's the thing. But, a lot of us don't have that person sitting down and kicking it with us, and you know what I mean? So we learn, we create carnage. Okay. Nata says, Ray Nata says, so true. I usually only get straight to the point in the workplace, a classroom, or when disciplining my children. However, it takes me out of my element. Right. Because you're acting like a dude. Exactly. You're acting like a dude. See, that's why, like, even, again, like I always talk about, at least, your first teachers are the women, right? A lot of times, if you think about it, them older women, when you did something wrong, they didn't tell you. At least I know my matriarch wasn't like, yo, I'm gonna bust your ass. Now my pops, you did something, hey man, I'm gonna bust your shit. Excuse my language. I'm gonna bust. I'm gonna give you a beating, right? But my mother might be like, or an auntie or my grandmother might be like, keep playing here, keep on here, like. So it's like, well, what am I supposed to hear? Like, it's that roundabout threat. Whereas the men would just be like, or even me, where I'm used, I lean in on you. I'm up, you up, So it takes you out of your element, So no good, no bueno. So yeah, man. Lo says, when my grandfather was hospitalized on his deathbed, I would play Mississippi Delta Blues or James Brown, and he was coherent in those moments. Yep. It's real. It's real. I'm telling you, it's real. I'm gonna tell you 2 powerful things you could do, for your father, Milan. Play that music, and if he was a religious man, and this ain't some ancestral stuff, but if he was a religious man, you could read the Bible to him. Like, let's say if that was his religion, because that actually takes them back to their childhood, because he might have grew up in church or whatever like that. So a lot of his more exciting memories will be around that. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how many hospices I've been in at bedsides reading Bible scriptures. Me, you know, not because of the value of the scripture, but the value of the memory, you know. It's definitely mind altering. Yeah, phase 1 is mind altering. It's character altering too. You know, Nicole, I was stuck on module 4 for 1 month. You open my mind. You know how many people were stuck on module 4? No, you ain't the only one. I think there's a lot of people still stuck on. I got to go into the back end. I can look in the back end and see where people at. People have trouble with module 4, and I mean like year-long trouble with module 4. You know, it's hard to face your own stuff. It really is. You know, that's why they release all the phases at once. And there's one brother, he keeps asking, when you gonna release phase 2? Is on the site. It's sitting there. All I gotta do is hit the publish button. It's been sitting there for like 2 years now. If I just hit the publish button, it becomes available. I just haven't, because we got other stuff we got to deal with. Everybody wants to jump to, you know, because phase 2 is ministering, working with spirits. Everybody wants to jump there. And meanwhile, they're coming all crooked and broken like a Thriller video and trying to work with spirits. And nah, man, that's that whack teaching, man. That's just got us still running around in circles. We got to fix ourselves. We fix ourselves, we become powerful like we're supposed to be. Okay. Oh, Milan, okay, you say you play music for him every time you're there. Good, keep doing that. That's it. That's the medicine. Music is the medicine, you know. And like I said, what you basically do is you feed his senses, essentially. You know, if you can like bring an old movie, well, you ain't got to bring. Well, you see, I'm showing my age. Like I was gonna say, if you bring a little TV, they got the little black and white TV on your phone. You go on YouTube, whatever, and you can play him like a movie. Maybe, you know, if he likes Zapp and Roger, LTD, Bob Marley. You know, so I kind of have a sense of his era, you know, but you show movies, maybe, you know, some what they call blaxploitation, but it wasn't blaxploitation, but like films of that era and stuff like that, he might enjoy, you know, but that's what will bring him to a much better space. And also, if he has any hobby that he's into, help him do the hobby, you know, whatever it is, singing, music, whatever, sports, get him back into that space, because again, it fires off stuff in the head again. Lowe said 3 more Marais to put in the stable. Mares. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Lowe trying to get somebody to reveal themselves. Come out of the shadows. Mimi says, I physically removed myself from a relationship because I don't think he was ready. But though I think I am strong, but Chief, it bothers me that I can't get him out of my mind. Go back to him. Problem solved. You will probably never, unless your ex was like the head of some type of drug cartel, you ain't never gonna get no advice from me how to get over an ex. That's not gonna happen. I ain't, you know, go back to him. You ain't supposed to be by yourself, Mimi. Women are not supposed to be by themselves. Men ain't supposed to be by themselves. We're not designed like that. We're designed to be together. And you know what? We're happier when we're with each other. We're happier when we're together. We pretend that we're happy when we're apart. But so you ain't gonna get none of that from me. Igbomi, what daily routine can I do to align myself with my Ori? Lots of stuff, man. Breathe. Pay attention to your breath every day. It was breath that went into your Ori that gave you your destiny. It's the same breath that's coming out of your mouth right now, or your nose, however you're doing it. Pay attention to that breath, that Emmy. Right? It's a lot of things you can do, man. You're basically asking, how do you align yourself with your destiny? Your thoughts align yourself with your destiny. You know, pay attention to your thoughts. Put good food in to get better thoughts. You know, thoughts create spirits, spirits create thoughts. Surround yourself with good spirits. Surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with good images. If you got images around you that bring you to a place when things weren't so cool, get rid of them. Put better stuff. If you had an ex-lover who just gave you just the most amazing painting, and it was an expensive painting that you would never be able to afford, but it makes you think about the heartache of that relationship. Sell that joint, put it up on eBay. Right? Simple stuff. And of course there's deeper stuff, but that was a broad question, He said, I done told you now. Yeah. Playing music for him will always bring my daddy back. Yep. There you go. Keep that music coming, Milan. And I mean, go deep on them. Play them we called them B-side records back then, but play them like lesser known cuts and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, hit all those senses. Hit the visual, hit his smell senses, especially his smell senses, and that music, and just keep that going. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. He's gonna start coming, he's gonna start moving out of that, Nicole said, I used to sing church hymns to the Alzheimer's patients at the nursing home. They would be so happy. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Because it brings them back to that place. Milan said, I grew up in the church. He used to ask me about my ancestral altar when I put his mother's photo up. Tell him more about it. Now that he had the stroke, talk to him more about ancestors. Because think about it now. A lot of times that communication is very difficult for people because they move too darn much. He's been forced to sit still. And you got to deal with that too. He's got a stroke. He's in a nursing home. You got to find out if he's been sat still for a reason. That's an important thing too. All right. Okay, you're talking to Nicole. Dietrich says that's so important because when you don't, I'm guessing, do the inner work, it really affects your ability to divine. Oh yeah, man, your divination is trash. When the inner work shapes up your aura or your OGG, and when your OGG or your aura is not clean, and you could do spiritual baths all day. Yeah, they feel good for the moment. You get a high for about 6 hours. But then your outside is going to saturate and leak back outside. I mean, your insides are going to saturate and leak out again, So when you don't do that inner work, everything's trash. Let me just put it the way it is, man. And don't get me going on a rant about that again. I know I did a rant recently on one of them IGs because it makes me sick, man. Fake behind priests and priestesses out here who won't get themselves together, so they figure they can make money off of people's ignorance. Nah, you got to deal with yourself. That's the hard part of this journey as an awoke. Your life is gonna suck for a while. It's gonna suck. You're gonna lose relationships. You're gonna alienate people. You're gonna lose money. You're going to lose inspiration for things that you used to love to do because your world changes so much. And it's like the hero or the unlikely hero's journey. You'll end up having to go on a journey at some point in order to become what it is that you say you came here to be. You see, that's the journey of the priest or the priestess, that you're going to have that rugged moment where you're stripped. And then you're going to be required to live off of or use all of the things that you say you believe in. If it's Ifa, you're going to get a moment where everything is stripped from you, and you're going to have to rely on Ifa for your very life. You see, and a lot of people they don't want that. They're not about that. You know what I mean? They're not about going through that burn and coming through on the other side, and I'm sure Dietrich, you can understand being an ex-football player, I'm sure there was, there's a time where maybe in high school you were the man, you were a big fish in a small pond. You went to school and you had dudes who were bigger than you and could break you up at will. You had a coach that didn't think much of you, or whatever it is, and you had to begin over again using the tools that got you to where you were to begin with. And 9 times out of 10, that tool is listening. It's listening. Your ears are your greatest tool. Shut the F up and listen. You know, and every awo, every priest or priestess goes through that moment where you're sat down to listen. You know, in some cultures they call it a vision quest. You know, but hey, you know. Okay, Sister Matingay says, Chief, I'm 28. Am I supposed to be shooting my shot with guys now since I'm still single? Yeah, man, you old. You pushing 30. Yeah. You still waiting for them to come to you? I seen your image on IG. You cute and everything, but our people generally look good. So there's a lot of cute, you know. Yeah, you women gotta step up. When you see a brother, I've been saying that for the longest, man, but y'all are not used to rejection. That's the problem. You're not like men. See, a man or a boy tries to talk to 15 girls every day. He might get one or none. But every girl that yo, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? Did anybody ever tell you how beautiful you are? Oh my God, you so beautiful. Come here, Ken. Let me talk. He's doing that all day. So he's used to being told no. Women, y'all don't go through that, man. So when it comes time, when you hear someone like me say, yo, you see someone you like, you want to get down with his plan or his program, let him know. It's like, well, what if he says no? You got to get through that, man. You gotta get over that. You'd be surprised how much real men are turned on by a woman who can express her interest intelligently with class. I'm telling you. Now, males get scared by that. They start shaking. They start shaking like strippers. They don't know what to do. You know, but a real dude, because we ain't got time to be playing. You know, when you in the middle of a kingdom building, you like when a woman says, listen, I like you. You know, I like you and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way, or we can never mind, don't worry about that. But yeah, man, shoot your shot, girl. Shoot your shot. Woman. All right. I saw something about water. G said, oh, did something happen to you when you drank the water? I think you're talking to someone else. Okay. Milan said he lost his vision, so I can't show him anything. Yes, you can. Describe it to him. He lost his vision, so that means he still knows what things look like. Bring them back to that visual moment. It's like a meditation. I taught that before in one of the courses or something. I don't know, man. I taught some doggone stuff. But I taught about meditation, and one of the ways that you can clear your mind, the trick to clear your mind, imagine consuming a piece of fruit, but mentally. It's an old trick that I used to teach children. We would take like a mango, and I'd say, okay, we're gonna eat this mango, but we're gonna eat it in our mind. But we got to use all of our 5 senses to process the mango. What does it smell like? What does it feel like? Of course, what is it? What does it taste like? You know, what does it sound like when you're peeling that skin back, or you're cutting it, or you're biting into it? You know, so forth and so on. Do that with your father. Okay, it'll put him into a meditative state. Man, I need some freaking water, man. Hold on, sir. I'll be right back. I feel like my heart is getting ready to pop through my neck. I'm thirsty. Bum, stiddly bum. All right, cool. What was I talking about? All right. I needed that. I was about to cough up a lung. Don't tell the youth I was drinking out the bottle. I don't want them doing it. I don't know where they mouth been. These little nasty girls and boys out here. All right. No, that's my bottle. I'm joking. Okay, so where was we at? Daniel says, pay attention to your breathing. Yeah, deep. Thanks. The European have destabilized us majorly, and it's so hard these days to connect with your destiny. But I guess what doesn't kill a brother makes him stronger, or it kills you slowly. But you know the thing is, man, the Euros didn't destabilize us. We destabilized ourselves. That's why they were able to come in and destabilize us even more. We've been divided, man. You know, that's why that's on the top of my book. I don't know why I'm looking around like I got a copy of it. Solutions for dysfunctional family relationships. I say it in the book. We divided, they conquered. We've been divided, man. I could show you right now. Go through the chat and ask everybody what's their name for God, and watch what happens. We can't even agree on that, and it's been like that. You know, like that goes back to what the brother was asking about naming himself, and I said so many different ways to do it, right? Because we're not unified in that sense. I'm gonna skip around a little bit because I got something to do anyway. I told you this is my in between time. You know, I gotta tell you, my night starts at 10 p.m. I don't know what time. What time is it? It's 10:56. All right. Omega. Yeah. Because I ain't. What if you're in a relationship and he makes you feel like you're the man and him the woman? Literally. How can anybody make you feel like something, Omega? Come on now. Ain't nobody making you feel like a man. You're choosing to take on that role. Number one. And number two, why'd you choose him? That's you. I guarantee you, because Omega, you kind of tall too. Mm-hmm. Omega's tall. I'm tall Watusi woman. We stop messing with you. But why'd you choose that? That's the real question. Right? Why'd you choose it? And on top of that, how is someone making you feel like a man unless you're functioning in a man's role? Even if you come to me and try to get me to do some woman stuff, I'm gonna say, get the hell out of my face. I'm not doing that. That's for women. So if I come to you and say, hey, Omega, what do you think we should do about this? What do you do about that? I can't come up. I don't have a mind of my own. I don't have any direction, so forth and so on. Are you going to take the reins? Or are you going to be like, nah, man, don't do that to me? You should be offended by that. I know I'm offended when women try to get me to do some women stuff, you know? So if you're not offended by that, then you got to check yourself. That's you. You doing that. You're doing that. You know, now unless you're saying like, because you put the word literally on there, like he wants you to dress in drag. Is he in drag? He wants you to put a strap on and he turned around and toot his booty up in there and say, all right, hit me. Is it something like that? You know what I mean? And that's nasty. Yeah. All right. But you give me some more insight on that. But nah, I'm not going for that. You allowing that and you chose it. You know why? You know, a lot of times y'all choose those betas, man, because you don't want an alpha to set you straight. You see what I'm saying? Like, so you'll pick a dude who you know you can kind of step over a little bit like that, and then you complain about it later. But you knew he was, and don't tell me no mess about, I didn't know he was like that. That doesn't work on me. That works on everybody else. Yeah, I understand, because people change. You never really, nah, you knew. You know an alpha, or you know a man who takes charge within 30 seconds of me, just like I know a docile woman who's ready to be my woman within 30 seconds. I know when she's showing them choosing signals and she's doing it in the right way. I don't have to get in a relationship be with her for a year and be like, this chick want to act like a man, you know, because I'm so in touch with my own manhood. And when I'm in touch with my manhood, it's very clear on when someone's encroaching upon those boundaries. So I'm very clear when they're in their proper space, you know? Yeah. All right, let me go back up to some of this because I skipped. There's some stuff that there's a good amount of y'all up in here. Yeah, Omega, you hiding out. Where you at? Bring yourself back up in here. Okay. something, but also that's why I'm not spiritually, because I'm not sure I can break it down to him when we come from a church background. Well, Milan, you want to know how you can break down your spirituality to him? Just explain it how you feel it. You know, you don't have to like teach him per se, but just explain it. Just explain the aspects of it that speak to you. You know, take him on your journey with you. He's in a nursing home, so it's not like he's gonna be like, "Oh, girl, get out here! I ain't got time for that." He got time now. Sometimes people are sat down so they can hear certain things. Take him on that journey with you. You know what I mean? She says, okay, I asked the question on the site because I wonder how many people experiencing an occurrence, quote unquote. Fire, electricity ran through my entire body like a waterfall, and I'm changed. Impact. That was just an experience. Experiences don't really change you. Not one experience doesn't transform you. But I'm not going to take that from you. Okay. If that's what happened, if that's and you change, you change. Nicole said that part. During my pregnancy, the visions I had were too real. I really don't know what y'all talking about. So I'm reading this kind of late. So okay. Just yeah. You said that to me is hard part. The hard part. The tear down. Can't mess with the people you used to living outside or homeless even. Yeah. That's the journey, man. That's the journey. You're gonna, you lose things, but you got to get to that point. See, the beauty is when you lose things and you break down to your bare essentials, you start to understand that you don't need any of that stuff to be whatever it is that you choose to be. You see, that's the key. So it's just like when we're doing spiritual things, I don't need 5 million herbs around me to make it pop. I might have 5 million herbs around me just because you don't believe that I don't need all those things to make it pop. Because I've been in situations where I didn't have anything and I had to make it pop, So that's the beauty of what those experiences give you. Ultimately, everything that you're conjuring and every height that you're experiencing, you're doing it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So being stripped like that, it's an important part of the journey to really see what your essentials are. It's just like when you're having sexual intercourse. If it's good or if it's bad, it's all dependent on how you choose to feel. You can make yourself feel, no matter how good something is, you can ignore it. You can make yourself feel good, or you can choose to make yourself ignore or block or whatever. But ultimately, every sensational experience that you're experiencing in the world, you're doing it to yourself. Mimi says, on a serious note, I'm from Haiti. I know. Even from my immediate family did not practice the voodoo. I, on the other hand, have always been able to see and feel spirits and react in ways that would make questions. Everybody can. Everybody can, Mimi. Just some people, they don't articulate it, so it starts to fade. But we seeing spirits or being able to communicate with the spirit world is not special. What I do is not special. We all have it. It's just that some of us were really undeveloped. It's like walking. It's like communicating right now, the way I'm communicating with you. Some people have speech impediments. They can't communicate as well, but everyone on this planet can communicate in some type of form or fashion. Well, there's different levels of communication. Some can go beyond the mental, some can go beyond the verbal, some can go into the spiritual. It's different levels. We all have it, though. Trust me, we all have it. It's just that some of us take the time to really develop it, and others, it ain't about nothing. Sister Mathengay says, LOL, no, I shoot my shot, but my goodness, it's been fail after fail. Maybe you don't know how to talk to dudes. Maybe you ain't got no game. Maybe you're talking to the wrong ones. That's probably what it is. You're talking to the wrong ones. Maybe you're saying the wrong things, talking to the wrong ones. I bet you that has a lot to do with it. I bet you. And then at the same time, what are you bringing them? Right? What like, are you shiny? Don't forget that thing you sitting on right now. That pum pum. That pum pum's a magic. It's a magic magnet. It pulls things into its vortex, into its space, and it can even pull you into somebody's orbit. Use it. Use it. You know, but explore your femininity more. That's the key. You know, explore that more. Get into belly dance. Get into anything that starts to teach you how to use that vortex that you're sitting on top of. You know, but you probably talking to the wrong dudes. My intuition tells me that you got a thing for cornballs. You know, Lowe says, "Let your intentions be known or tell his family." Right, exactly. Remember that from the archive show. Yeah, go to his kinsmen. Say, "Hey, I like Derek," what you know, or whatever, you know, and let them do the rest for you. You know, I mean, you ain't gotta learn how to Mac or nothing like that, but you know, if you understand things about the male psychology or seek to learn things about the male psychology, it becomes easier. You know, she said, "You're right. That rejection thing is real." Yeah, it is. But the thing is, again, when you strip, you start to see, man, I don't need you. And if you build yourself up and you cultivate yourself, sis, you know that if you get rejected, you know, it's just because that person couldn't. They were blind to what you cultivated. So don't sweat it. You know, don't fall into that regular meme stuff where I'm a queen and I'm a queen and I deserve. You don't deserve jack shite. You earn it. See, that's the difference with Western thought. See, here in the West, especially America, men are taught to go out and earn things, and women are taught that they deserve things. And that's what gets a lot of y'all in bad situations when you identify with that thought. Leave that crap alone. You don't deserve nothing. You know, you earn what you get. You know, so cultivate that greatness in you, and then you'll be able to magnetize greatness to you. You know, it's like when we say that phrase, like a good man or a good woman is like finding a needle in a haystack, right? Well, you could go and rummage through all the doggone hay, or you could just pull out a magnet, right? Now, if you got a little tiny magnet, like the size of you know, a dime, you ain't gonna pull nothing to you. You're gonna be all freaking day. But if you get a huge behind magnet the size of a manhole cover, because you've built yourself up to be that big, that needle gonna come flying to you. You see? So build yourself up into that big magnet. Be that big magnet, you know? Let me go through these, man. That's insane. My dad said that. What got me through that stage was paying attention to those who were successful, but also knowing my body type and what works for my body type and ability. Yeah. I think that's about the stripping down. I don't know. I could be. Louisa said mango. Okay. Chief got the orgy music in the background. I got more than the orgy music going on. No, I'm joking. Yeah, my brothers be getting on me about that. They be like, why every time we come through and you got all this sexy music? That's what I like listening to. Every time I get in your car, you got some sexy music. That's what I like. It's either sexy music or hardcore hip hop. That's it. You know. And the hardcore hip hop I only listen to by myself out of respect for people, because I like the more debaucherous and satanic, the better. All right, when the rejection comes, take it as redirection and keep it moving. Yeah, you're just getting closer to what it is that you want. But like I said, I could tell you talking to cornballs. I could tell your gift of discernment. You got to cultivate discernment. I could tell. I could sense it. You talking to corny cats. You know. So if you're real, you'll attract real, and then they'll know what to do with you. You see, that's the key. Sometimes I get sisters come to me, hey, Chief, I'm interested, woo, woo, woo. But they're phony. They look good, they smell good, they got the right clothes on, but they're corny. And then sometimes I get that chick who's just mad ghetto, but she might be more authentic and more real with whatever it is she's bringing. At least I can look at her and say, okay, you know what? I know at the end of the day, I can place you right here. I can put you here and you're going to do that. This one over here, I don't know. You know, so the thing is you have to be able to express your authentic character. And then what happens is then dudes can see you and say, ah, now I see what you are. You know what I mean? But be that big magnet. Be that big magnet, sweetheart. I'm telling you, you got to be that big magnet. You know. Oh, Omega, there you go. You done hit out. He talks a good game, but I have called him out on some things. But it seems like he's doing for someone, he's looking for someone to take care of him. And I do love his child, so I step up. Oh, this is retarded, Omega. What? He talks a good game. Why is he talking? You could talk game and you could have a mouthpiece, but what is he showing and proving? But I have called him out on some things. I wish a woman would try to call me out. If you can call him out, it's time to go. The moment a woman calls me out or thinks she could call, I've had women say that to me before. I could call you out on, you can't call me out on shite. You can make up something, but if you feel you can call me out, it's time for you to go. And not because I'm mad you got to go, but because whatever I'm bringing is not good enough for you. You got to go to someone who your man is supposed to be. It's like an ant trying to call the sun out. Oh, yeah, you might be bright over there, but on the top of your head, son, you're not bright. The ant can't see that far up. You see what I'm saying? So my woman could never call me out on anything because I'm so far beyond her. So if you're able to call him out, you're not far beyond him, and you got a problem. Then you say he's looking for someone to take care of him. Come on, man. Like, haven't you been listening to me all this time, Omega? I shouldn't even have to explain that one. I shouldn't even have to explain. Now, men, we like to be catered to. We don't like to be dawdled over or doted over. We don't like, you taking your spitting on your thing and scrubbing something off our collar, or we got something on the side of our mouth. We don't like that, but we do like to be catered to. But taken care of, nah, And you say, I do love his child. What they got to do with you? That's his baby. It ain't nothing to do with you. You want another baby, Omega? Is that what it is? You stepping up for the child. Why are you stepping up for the child? Where's the mother at? All this is retarded, Omega. You said about four. There's only 3 sentences here, or 4 sentences, and 3 of them retarded. It's all messed up. He talks. He shouldn't be doing all that talking. You called him out. That's a problem. You shouldn't be able to call him out. He wants somebody to take care of him, or it seems like he's looking for someone to take care of him. That's a problem. Whether it's true or not, it's a problem that you would even have that perception of him. You do love his child, so I step up for the child. That child, you're not related to that child, sweetheart. That's not your child. You're not related to it. Salvage yourself. Save yourself. That situation is retarded. Straight up. All right. Peace, Anwar. I'm going up. There's a lot of stuff here. Reading the passage of unity in the 14 keys made me think on that. Okay, I don't know what we're talking about. All right, yeah, man, for sure. Mimi says, yep, we are divided, and I can't wait for the day we wake. Boy, that will be the day. Yeah, you're going to wake up when you die. That's what's going to happen. In a twinkling of an eye, when your first eye comes online, and it's an individual thing. It ain't gonna be this big mass awakening where we all gonna walk hand in hand across the Golden Gate Bridge, and with djembes in front of it. That's not happening. That's not happening, sweetheart. That's not happening. All right. In order for us to rise like we're supposed to, everything that we know had to die. So even our perception and idea of what Africa was and the motherland and all that's all had to die. It had to go. It has to go. It's going to continue going. It's not done going. It's going to keep going. It's going to keep fermenting. It's going to keep rotting. Just like the conscious community. We got comfortable in the conscious community, right? You had all these speakers just talking a good game. Back to that again. And then what happened? Within the past 5 years, it single-handedly got destroyed by 3 people. I ain't going to say no names. You know that. But like 3 people destroyed the whole community with their effery. Their foolery, to the point that now you got regular secular people laughing at the Black conscious community. And they were like, oh my goodness, this one did that, and this one was scamming people. This one was taking money and not doing this, and this one was just a cokehead, snorting coke. You know, we had all kind of different situations happening, you know, but those situations had to happen in order for us to not get comfortable in that paradigm. Because that's not how it's gonna happen. Sorry. We ain't waking up like that. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. All right. Me said, Milan says facts. I know I can run over a beta when I deal with an alpha male. I get so submissive, I don't even recognize myself. That's a problem because you should be submissive all the time. You shouldn't even give time and space to a beta. Why would you give space to a beta? That's poison. That's like giving space to poison. I'm going to give you a great example. See, now we're going to say something ill. I got to say something ill. Females often have alternate sexual friends, right? I'm using certain words because, you know, I'm on a platform where they'll block the video and, you know, and all that. You know, you notice men don't have that? Like, you don't really see men hanging out with, you know, DIKESs. You ever notice that? Like them bull joints. Like, you don't really see men hanging out with Young and May. We don't want to be around that. Like, if you around me, you getting hit. And I don't mean hit like punch. You getting, you know, we smashing. You're not gonna be around me like that. I don't care how many jeans you put on or how deep you try to make your voice. You a girl. But women will be around that crap all day. Oh, that's my friend. That's the Twan. That's just Twan. You know, and advocate and march in parades for all that stuff like that. Meanwhile, you can't find a man, but you advocating somebody who won't have nothing to do with you. You see, why would you give space to that? A female who's trying to act like a boy is a beta. I don't care how tough she act. That's a beta female. I don't want to be around no beta female. I'm not going to give space in my life for that. And it's the same thing with you. You got to look at what you're giving, what you're making space for, because that means you're squeezing out the other stuff you're supposed to have. You dig? You know? All right, Milan, you got a lot of stuff, but may I come back to you because I'm giving you a lot of play. So it says, yeah, I've been trying to see what's corny about me that these clowns keep coming for. I'll tell you what's corny about. No, I'm joking. Yeah, no, you just gotta, you know, you gotta look at where you're not about it. You know what I mean? Because then it's gonna affect your choices. And it's the same thing like in the conscious community. A lot of corniness in the people elevated a lot of corny people into position who eventually brought everything down. Because y'all couldn't see a damn phony. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. All right, I'm reading some of these comments. Yeah, Omega. Yeah, see, Omega, they getting on your man. They getting on your man. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mimi, exactly. It has to be individual. We rise individually now. It's a new thing now. We can have small pockets of community, but ultimately the real rise, and I'm not just talking about the planetary, we're doing better as a people, but the real rise is going to happen on an individual level. Because look at all the great information we're all under now, and look at the very little effect that it's had on everybody. I was just talking about that, you know, with a sister the other night, last night actually. Was it yesterday? I don't know. My days be blurring into each other. But we were talking about how that's how much it blurs into each other, because it was actually today. It was earlier today. And she was talking about how back in the days, basically like in the 90s, the information was given. But today it's like people are not given the real information. I'm like, yo, the information been given for hundreds of years. People have turned a deaf ear for hundreds of years, but you have to look at it. 100 years is nothing considered we've been here for millions of years, possibly billions. So hundreds of years ago is very recent in our timeline. But we've had great leaders, Sojourner Truths and your Denmark Vessies and your Noble Drew Ali's and your Marcus Garvey's coming a little bit more recent. We've had people warning us and trying to give us knowledge for a long time, and so not knowing is hardly an excuse at this stage in the game. People don't want to know. That's where we're at today. I saw something. Let me see. Elo say, yeah, I couldn't understand dudes that had a stud in their clique. You got a stud in your clique, man. Something's wrong with you. Like, I mean, I know all this sounds mean, but whatever. Like, it is what it is. You guys know how I am. The heck you doing with that? That's weird. Like, what are you doing? So I got a stud in my clique, and when she bends over, because studs always got yams on them. They always got yams. So she bends over and all that is sticking out, and I'm supposed to pretend like it's a dude, like she's one of the dudes, and I'm not gonna look. Get out of here with that, man. So weird. It's too much weird stuff nowadays, and man, that people just think they accept it and they don't realize that we live in the land of the maligned, and they're going to legislate all of their sick, malign tendencies. There's things that like I remember when I was a youth, man, when energy like that came on the block, you chased them off the block. You might get beat up. That's why those types, they were the best fighters in the neighborhood, always, because they were always in fights. Don't mess with Twan. Twan will knock your ass out. He start with the and all that weird angles they be doing and stuff like, because you used to a man fighting straight and Twan come all over the place, and knock you out. Now, come on, man. It's oh God. But again, like I said, that's the de-evolution that needs to happen. That's the devolving that needs to happen in order for us to get back to where we're supposed to be. So yeah, all that weird, crazy stuff. Peace, Jennifer. All that weird stuff needs to happen. As sad as it is, your children got to go crazy. The conscious community has to fall. More guys got to wear dresses. More girls got to make their voice deeper and pretend like they're dudes and get big wide backs and big fists. All these different things need to happen for us to get to where we're supposed to go. You're not gonna, you don't fly into flight. You come from the ground in order to fly. So it's the same thing, man. You can't. We have to go completely down into transformation in order to rise up into enlightenment. That's why there's no point in railing against a lot of that stuff. Now you decide what you want for your family, but like I said in the video once, at some point in some incarnation, you're going to do everything. You're going to do everything. In some incarnation, you're going to be gay. I'm just going to say it. You're going to be every race. You're going to be a killer. You're going to be a healer. You're going to be the nun. You're going to be the prostitute. You're going to be the priest. You're going to be the pimp. You're going to be everything in every incarnation, because you have to go through each process in order to understand your individual godhood. This is the land of individuality, man. So I listen to a lot of different kind of music, low. Daniel says, do you agree with Dr. Sebi alkaline diet? I'm not a big Dr. Sebi person. I don't. I mean, yeah, Dr. Sebi's cool, but no, I'm not one of them people who live by the alkaline diet. There's some things in some of his teaching that I really maybe didn't totally identify with, but try it. The thing is about food, man, a lot of times we forget, sometimes we forget that our body does talk to us. And most importantly, where we live talks to us. You want to know what to eat? Look in your yard. Earth is an amazing thing. That's why you can go from yard to yard, from your yard to your neighbor's yard, and you'll find that different herbs, wild herbs, will grow in different patches in each person's yard on the street. The reason that is because your yard tries to give you food that will feed you. Your ile, your property does that. You see, so you got to kind of make a crystal connection to the food around you. That's the most important thing. You got to make a crystal connection to the food around you, and you got to know what you want to do. Like I've said before, sometimes some of the dietary regimens that certain people promote, I'm not so much into because my lifestyle is different. You know what I mean? Like, I know some dudes, they hardly eat anything, man. They eat very small portions and they just eat barley, barley and kale. And that's cool, but I like to be able to know. I like to be able to kick doors in, and pull people out of cars if need be. If there's an emergency situation and stuff like that. So I like to have a little bit more, edge. So it depends. You gotta go by your lifestyle too and what works best for you. Some people just want pep in their step. Some people want clearer skin. It depends. But Dr. Africa has dietary plans. Dr. Sebi had a lot of people. Gary Knoll, Dr. Axe, Nicole said that is what they do in the village in Africa. Yeah, exactly. Which one? Who's that? Hello, am I falling? I'm about to end this live so I can. I'm neglecting my people here. Oh, she's calling. One second, y'all. Okay. What was it at? I was reading some of these. Lady Amar, peace. Greetings to you too. Nicole, it's true. I think that explains so many of the night visions. I'm a warrior in my dreams. Okay, cool. All right. It's just another dimension. You're many things in many different dimensions. Those are part of your incarnations. Like we talk about, we come down with so many spirits. Sometimes those spirits that you come to the planet with are you, or the egg bay. That community, and that's a different. Oh, you've been working on Harrison Mixbus. Yeah, did I tell you about Mixbus, Anwar? I must have. Yeah, that's my baby right there, Harrison Mixbus. The sound is crazy. It's just like because I used to own a Harrison console. Now I'm getting off in music talk. But yeah, it sounds like that Harrison, man. The summing on it is really nice. Anyway, I think Omega done went and broke up with that dude. Let's see. Lo says, I ain't knocking you. I ain't messing with you. Lo over here trying to call me out. Mimi says, but Chief, when I met him, we agreed that it was going to be our stop. We were to build something serious. It was great for 2 years. Then he started acting up, dragging his feet on every decision. Nah, I'm still blaming you. See, women have a different ability. Like the way y'all choose is much more tuned in and genetically based than sometimes even us men. Sometimes we just see breast and behind and be like, that's my girl. But y'all look at, is he tall? Is he strong? Does he have big arms? Whatever, so nah, I'm not going for that. Y'all always do that same one. They change. They started nobody starts doing anything. Where's your intuition? Where's all that black girl magic? You remember, there's no concept of time, so you can see what it is from the very beginning. Love at first sight, divination at first sight. I ain't going for it. Nope. You know, what you said about the fact, Manada says, what you said about the fact that certain foods only grow in certain yards is thought provoking. I'm a plant specialist, but can't grow rosemary at home, even though I can in the nursery. You don't need it. That's what it is. I grow so many herbs, like it's disturbing. Woo! I grow so, and it's seasonal. Some years I get a whole bunch of something, then it'll go away, and then I get a whole bunch of this. Go away. Oh man, you know it would. Oof! All of my yards look like jungles. You know, I got a lot of stuff going on. You know, Mimi says I left for 7 months. Are you still talking about this guy, sis? He kept saying he still loved me, but he still made no move to show me he is serious. I'm another state to safe, but still in contact. I need to cut. This is a Chief. You are not helping. I ain't trying to help you, Mimi. How about that one? Deal with it. Because you know what? I am helping. I've taught you already. And here's the other thing. See, all these Fugazi guys that y'all keep linking with, do they act like me? Do they do stuff like I would do? See, I got to talk to y'all like I talk to my children sometimes. You know, like, if you don't see me doing it, it's not cool. He started acting like that. Do you see me code switching like that? Do you see me being consistent? Well, I'm showing you what a man does. I've been helping you. I've been helping you all these years. I've been helping you. Look at what I've been doing all this time. I've been helping you. I've been showing you what kind of men to be with. What do you want me to do? You want me to listen to this long ass story you talking about? I ain't interested in none of this. 7 months he kept saying he loved. Who cares? He made no move to show me he is serious. This ain't even important, Mimi. You know what you're supposed to do. You learned enough by now to know what this is. I don't need to read this whole doggone book to know the story. I can tell just by the little things you're talking about that this ain't about nothing. You know, this ain't about nothing. Because all I got to do is ask you this. What have y'all built together? What program has he put you under? What instructions has he put you under? You ain't gonna have any answer. I know it. Well, we spoke. Right. When I meet a woman, I'm putting her under some rules immediately. Like, you can't even come into my orbit until here's my program. Women that are in my fold, they'll tell you, like, there's literally a dossier. Literally. Like there's a well, now it's a PDF. It used to be a folder I used to give them. Now I made it a PDF. They have to read through it. There's contracts. That's from day one. You already know what the expectations are. You know what my program is. You know what I'm going to go for. You know what I'm not going to go for. You know what I require of you. Just to even come into my presence, I'm going to need this from you. Boom, 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 boom. You know, if it's not that, it's some fugazi foolishness, some love, like he was cute, I'm cute. That's not going anywhere. I've been trying to tell y'all this for years now. Y'all don't listen. That's not going anywhere. If he's not putting you up under some rules and some instructions, that means he has no program. It's not going anywhere. And then 2 years from now, y'all all come back with the same thing. Yeah, Chief, I mean, it started out nice, yeah, because of all that dopamine. That's why, because it's dopamine. And then that wore off, and you realize you ain't have nothing there, man. You got to get with a cat with a plan. I told y'all before, no hammers, no hugs. No hammers, no hugs. If he's not building something, don't mess with him. And if she's not ready to get up under some instructions so you can keep building and she can enhance, 86 the broad. It's simple. I'm telling you, when you tap into who you are as a man instinctually, and you tap into who you are as a woman instinctually, this becomes so easy. It's so very easy. Yeah, I see all them caps. Mimi got it. Thanks. You ain't got it. You didn't get it that quick. How you gonna get it that quick in 5 minutes? You ain't got it. You gonna get it. You kept asking. You said I wasn't helping you. Now you're getting some help. You got to live like a woman. You want a man? Live like a woman. That goes for you. That goes for Omega. That goes for Sister Mathengay. That goes for all of y'all who sitting here talking about, yeah, I can't get me. The reason you can't get a man is because you don't act like a woman. I'm going to just keep it real with you, man. Ain't nobody going to tell you that because a lot of these fake teachers encourage that nonsense. You're not soft enough. You're not quiet enough. You want to be seen too much. You got too many friends on social media. You got too many selfies on social media. It's unattractive. You know what's sexy on social media? When I go to IG, who's this? Oh, she's calling too. No, baby, I'm going to have to. I hate to end it. Yeah. Obligations. You see that? See, my women like calling me. They like talking to me because they like that game. They like not game is not. They like the knowledge. If he's not giving you that, what are we doing? Just in this little time we've been here, what? 3-4 of my women called me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be like that. Like, you know, where you're dealing with someone who's feeding you to the point where it's like how y'all, what do y'all girls say? Yes, this gives me life. Something like that. Like, he's giving you life when he's speaking to you. He's giving you life. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times y'all can't get that because you're so close and you've got so much agenda and you got so much, you know, you come in holding on to your own thing. Yeah, I'll get with you, but it's got to be like this. It's like when I meet women, they tell me stuff like that. Oh, I know you got other women. I'll do it, but fuck out of here. I don't need you. I let the welfare feed you. I don't need you. Don't come in here with your agenda. You better come in here ready to surrender, completely vulnerable. Lay yourself on my altar. Lay down on my altar, butt naked. I want everything. You ready to do that? Until you're ready to do that, you ain't gonna get no alpha. And you're gonna keep having these problems that you guys be having. You get with these betas, they make you feel good because they're good at mimicry. They can mimic every step that you're making, and sometimes they can even mimic someone like me, but you can only fake but for so long. And like I said, when you have a militant father, you get used to direct truth. So sisters who are listening right now who have militant father, they're like, yeah, I sound like my daddy. Those of y'all who didn't grow up with men in your life, she's like, yeah, Chief going off. I ain't going off. I ain't even going off. I'm just speaking in a way so that you can hear it. And I have to speak directly to you, man. You want a real dude, you got to be a real woman. Period. And if you don't know how to be a real woman, get with some of those elders. Even if you're kind of old yourself, it's never too late to learn. You know, look at relationships that work, and instead of making excuses, because that's what people like to do. As soon as they see a picture, you can show a picture of someone who's been together for 30 years. What's the first thing women say? She doesn't look happy. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of that thing. You know what I'm saying? Get out of that stupid way of thinking. When you see something that works, do it. That's one of the biggest issues that we have as indigenous people here in America. We are masters at doing things that don't work, and we just keep doing it. Well, I'm gonna pray on it. I'm gonna pray on it. You've been praying on it for 500 years, Grandma. It's not working. Well, I got laid off my job. I'm about to go. I'm gonna try to go back to school. I'm gonna go back to school. What? You already got a degree. I'm gonna go get another degree. I'm gonna go back to school. Stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Just dumb stuff. You want different, you got to do different. And I'm telling you what it is, man. You know, what's going on, boy? Oh no, I'm gonna bring the garbage can up. All right. If you want to come into a better place in your life, you got to put yourself in a position where you can accept, like I've said before, living in America, you're swallowing and you're gestating an enormous amount of trash. You may come here. What's she saying? You may come here. Oh, all right. Good example. Good example. Are you intuitive enough to know when your man needs you without him having to say it, right? Do you know when he needs you to rub his shoulders because you're locked in with him? Or when he's going through it and you're like, listen, you know what? You need to come here and let me take care of you. Not because you want to be serviced, because you know he's going to, you know, what up, boy? He gonna bang that thing out, but because, you know, you're locked in and you're cued into like a vice president, you can anticipate the things that he wants. And yo, turn off the motion light for me, because y'all gonna keep walking by and keep. Thank you. So that's what I'm saying, man. That intuition, that woman's intuition, which the woman intuition that y'all know of is fake, is garbage. I'm talking about real intuition. You know, we call women, we say, oh, women got intuition. It's just because women are always assuming stuff, assuming the worst. That's gonna be, because you notice women's intuition never intuits anything good. It's always some tragedy that's gonna happen. It's just the law of averages. If I just keep saying something's bad gonna happen every time, something bad eventually is gonna happen. I can say, see, I told you. Or a lot of times it's not even, they'll tell you, I got a lot of sisters, stuff will happen, they'd be like, I knew that was gonna happen. Motherfucker, shut up. You didn't know that was gonna happen. How you always, why your predictions always work after the thing happens? You know how many people in the conscious community do it all the time? After somebody dies, they do the breakdown on the astrology behind a person dying. Negro, why didn't you do that before? Then you could have told the person you get ready to die Thursday. You get ready to overdose on drugs. Because Saturn. Oh, lying ass. Excuse me. Lying behind. They be lying. Why my chat keep disappearing, man? What's up with that? Yeah, man. So I'm just saying, it's time to tighten up. Tighten up, man. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to be by yourself. That goes for you dudes. And I know there's a lot of lone wolf kind of brothers out there, and I'm with that because I'm a lone wolf myself. But I got different yards that I can crawl up in, and you know, and then go back out into the streets. You know what I mean? We're not supposed to be alone. We're not animals, man. Even though we may use a lot of those references, we're not. We're supposed to be with each other, man. And it's not complicated. When you riding and doing what you're supposed to do as a man, I'm telling you, it's super easy to get women. When you ride and do what you're supposed to do as a woman, it's super easy to get men because it's a rarity. And our parts fit together very easily. If a man is shaped like this, I don't know, but y'all can see it. And a woman, let's make it simple. A man is shaped like this, and a woman is shaped like this. It's easy. Boom. See how easy that was? But if the man is acting like this, and the woman is acting like that, we don't know how to connect. And it got nothing to do with personality or she likes asparagus and Dr. said we took it off the list and I don't want to eat it. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's basic instinctual gender cultivation. It's basic. And if you can do that, it's easy for us to get together. I'm telling you. You know? Let me see. Let me go to this. Let me get out of here, man, because I know everybody's like, why are you curbing on my phone call? But they know, man, I'm working. You know? Nicole said, my dad was military and always straight to point. See, you understand, you get it. And coincidentally, you also have a husband. Is there a connection? Lady and Mob, I don't have that hubs, unfortunately. I told myself today that we're married, but not together. We need to get together. My started a family. I guess you're saying we started a family already. Don't tell yourself anything, Lady and Mob. Don't tell yourself anything. Go to that man and say, bro, All right, what is this, man? Give me some boundaries. Give me some definition. I need that. Don't tell yourself anything. That's where things get confused. You know, that's the thing, man. You women gotta have the nerve. And I understand that, like I talked about that zigzag thing you do sometimes, but you gotta also have the nerve to step to your man sometimes and ask some very direct questions and not get up from the chair until you get some very direct answers. And if you can't get a direct answer out of your man, you might have some other serious kind of decisions that you have to put in front of yourself. You know. Well, Omar, you said I'm crackly. I'm still messed up. I don't know. Lady Mom said Nicole. Okay, no, that's not. All right. Just call me down. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to hit the streets in a minute. Who's this? Oh, okay, okay. Ain't heard from him. But yeah, man. So I there's some more stuff on the side, but I love barbarians, LMO, because ape don't kill ape. Exactly, man. Ape don't kill ape, man. You know what I mean? We gotta the stuff that I'm saying to you guys is not because I'm trying to put you down or make you feel bad about your situation. Who's this? But it's to help you to rise back up, man. Because some of the stuff is really unnecessary. Like some of the stuff is easy fix. You know what I'm saying? It's easy fix. It's not as complex as we make it, and we take way longer to do basic things than we should. You know, like when I'm ready to have children, I just grab a woman up. Yo, you want to have some babies? All right, boom, and then we start a process. Now it's not that simple. All right, I'm oversimplifying it to make a point. But if you look at certain things as being a basic tenet of living, like I gotta have a home, I gotta have some form of employment, a vehicle, this, that. A family is a part of that. And there's been a movement to make us think that that's not where happiness is found, or no, where happiness is cultivated. So what happens as a result, we end up going other places that we think are going to fulfill us, and it doesn't work, right? So then we're fundamentally unhappy. And when you're fundamentally unhappy, you can't be happy with anyone. No one can make you happy, and no one can be happy with you, because from an integrally, you're unhappy because you've bought into something that was designed to keep you unhappy. You see? So we're all overweight. We eating like crazy. We eating all this comfort food and eating it to the point that we're sick. And then it's like my man, Fat Bastard, said in the movie when he was like, I eat because I'm sad, and I'm sad because I eat. You know, it's like, it's the same thing. It's a vicious cycle, because the very basic instinctual things that bring us spiritual and primitive fulfillment, we're steered away from. We're steered away from those things. And we're steered towards things that only serve the rich oligarchs of our society. You see? So they're going to tell you to go out and do this and do that and be a battery for the society and pay taxes and this, that, because it services them, but it boycotts your internal primitive forms of happiness. Just like babies. What do all babies like to do? You put them in the bath, what's the first thing? They're going to slap the water. They love slapping the water. Splash, 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 splash. All babies do that. All babies. You play pickaboo. All babies like pickaboo. All babies like you to pick them up and put your face in their stomach and go and little stupid stuff like that, right? It's instinctual, it's primal. Do you think those primal things go away as we get older? There's other primal things that we have inside of us that bring out certain chemicals in us and bring a sense of fulfillment. But we've been driven away from our primal senses and turned more towards domesticated senses that, again, serve a ruling class. So that's why you have women who are 28 or 30 or 35, 60, still like, I'm looking for, I can't find, because you've lost your primitive touch. You've lost your primitive edge. And then sometimes when you try to find it, it goes to a very, oh, what you just, what? Now I'm like, hold up, I'm saying, should I also give him boundaries and definitions as well? Hell no, Lady Moth. What? No, 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 no. No, you don't give a man boundaries and definition. That's his job. Your job is to try to push the limits and the boundaries and the definition. No. NOOO. No. You do not give a man boundaries and definitions. No, that's not what you do. That's not. If you were able to do that and he was able to accept that, you got a cuckold. You got a cuckold on your hands, you know. And we could. Let me shut up. Let me not say that. No, just no. That's not the way this thing goes. The man provides the boundaries and the structure. Look at it like this: Ogun represents the skeleton in the body. The man is the skeleton. Ogun is the epitome of manhood, right? Total fullness of manhood. He's the skeletal structure. Then you could take Oshun, or you could take Yemoja, water energies. They move around and they create crystalline structures around the skeleton. The man creates the boundaries. The man creates definitions so that there's movement and motion because he's the action of the family. Even though you're the power of the family. You see what I'm saying? But no. You know, that's why men, you guys got to learn to be like less lenient with your families, man. With your women and with your children, man. Don't be afraid to be the heavy. They'll get over it. They'll appreciate you. Sometimes they don't see the value and the wisdom in what you're doing when you're not being their friend in the moment, but they get it later. Don't worry. You know, but woof. No. It's get out of that unisex mindset. That's Western sickness. He does something, you do something. And when they come together, they make something else. What you say, Nicole? Yes, I do. That's why he loves some Nicole. I don't know what y'all talking about. I massage his feet when he has a long day. Oh, right. Yeah, how that recruit and make him some light soup and fufu. Right. Because and when he's had a hard day, like you said, I massage his feet when he's had a long day. Ladies, don't let us have to tell you we had a long day. Intuit it. That's the sexy thing. It's just like if I'm with a woman and she's like, "You hungry?" I'm ready to grab my coat and leave. The F you just asked me if I'm hungry? Or if she says, "What do you want to eat?" Well, what I want to eat. You don't know what I want to eat? You can't sense if I'm hungry? That's hey man, that's some game for you brothers. If you with a woman and she asks you if you want to eat, that broad ain't SHIT. Get rid of her. She should have food there and she should be saying, "Okay, well, you know what? I'll pack it up. I'll send it with you." And there's a deep science behind that. I'm telling you, there's a deep science. I'm saying it very simply, and a lot of women be like, "What?" That's gonna be the thumbs down. What? I ain't SHIT. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Listen to an old head. There's certain women that wake up women conscious, and there's certain who's this? I'm sorry, I got a lot of action on a Tuesday night. Okay. There's certain women that wake up women conscious, and just like there's certain men that wake up men conscious. When I wake up, I'm talking about before I get out of the bed, I'm thinking about everything I got to do for my family. That's every day. When I go to bed, I'm thinking about everything I need to do for my family. Stuff that I don't even tell them about, you know? And just like a woman, she should always be thinking like, okay, did everybody eat? Is everybody cool emotionally? This, that. Did the children wash their tail? Whatever it is, but you got to stay in that consciousness of your gender role. And that's what brings a lot of value. And I see too often that people are not like that. And it's whack. There's no other way to put it. It's whack. It's whack, man. Like I said, if I'm with a woman and she's like, "You hungry? What you want?" What? Nothing. I'm good. Matter of fact, I'm out. I'll catch you later. I'll make up a lie or something. I gotta go get something for my car. This is the last time you ever see me. You know, that's disgusting. That is disgusting. That's like being with a dude. You know, certain things you gotta. It's just like if a woman has a car and the car is raggedy, and a guy is like, "You want me to take a look at it? You want I should take a look at it? What? Of course you're supposed to take it. She shouldn't have to tell you because she probably don't even know it needs to be looked at. You're worthless. So she has to tell you when to function in your role. Your mind is not always there. If it's not there in your gender role, where is it? Are you ACDC? You know what I'm saying? Woo, man. Yeah, let me get off of that. All right. Asadu Talib Ade, what are ways to expand or better our manhood? I guess that's what you're asking me. To better our manhood, to expand your manhood. Get around men. That's one of the easiest ways, man. Get around other men and listen to their life, listen to their story. You know, share your challenges. You know, a lot of times men, we can't talk to a lot of people because people rely on us to be strong. Sometimes we can't say when we don't know something or whatever, or we don't know what direction to go. But get around other men, get around older men who are further along. That's the quickest and the best way to expand or better your manhood, man. Get around better men. Get around men who are not better, but all older. Get around those older heads, man, who can kind of pull you along in certain ways of thinking. Also, get by yourself. Get away from your woman. Get away from your children. Men, we need more isolation than we let people know. Women are communal beings, and that's good. That's great. That's why they love church and organizations and stuff like that. But for men, a lot of our greatest strength comes in our solitary moments, man. Turn the music off. Take the headphones out. If you go for a bike ride or you like cars, go for a drive and turn everything off and just be alone with your thoughts, man. That's very powerful for men because one of the critical roles that we're supposed to play, not only in the community, but the family, is direction. Now, how will you be able to tune into your direction when you're constantly listening to someone else's guidance, whether it be in a book or whether it be in a movie or whether it be in videos like this or podcasts? You got to get to yourself, man, and you got to get around older men. And you got to go try stuff. You can't be afraid to fail. Don't worry about who's looking at you. Doesn't matter. They don't matter. They don't matter. If they got time to be sitting there looking at you, critiquing you, that means they ain't doing nothing. So they ain't moving and shakers anyway. So who cares if you ain't a player, if you ain't a mover and shaker, your opinion doesn't matter. Don't be afraid as a man. Don't be afraid as a man, to go out by yourself, try something, fail, try it again. Honestly, your manhood is cultivated a lot of times through your scars, brother. It's through your scars, through the things that you lose, through the trauma. Most of us real men, let me give you something. Most of us real men have PTSD. We're walking around, myself included. We're walking around with chronic PTSD. We're constantly faced with life trauma, and we have to work through it on our own. It's hard. It's no joke. So you gain your sanity by getting around other men. Who you say, look, man, damn, I didn't know it was gonna be this hard. Because sometimes you can't really sit with your woman and say that. Sometimes you wanna just sit with your woman and you guys might be going through, you want to say damn, I didn't know it was gonna be like this. But you can't do that. You would hope that maybe you can have a friendship like that, but a lot of times you don't. But you can get around other men and be like, man, I ain't had sex with her in 2 years. Or we ain't slept in the same bed in, 5 months, you know, or whatever it is. Or it's like, there's a woman on my job, man. I want to hit it. Like she keeps bringing me lunch, and my wife doesn't pack my lunch, and like I don't know what should I do. All those type, and I'm giving those secret scenarios. Those type of scenarios are like, yo, I ain't got no dough. Like I had to ask my moms to help us pay the rent this month, man. I ain't tell my wife that. Like I don't know, man. It's like I don't know where my money's going. Those things like that where you could talk to an old head and get some of that guidance, man. That really helps to cultivate your manhood. You gotta humble up. You gotta humble up and listen, man. Don't think you know everything, because chances are you probably know nothing. You're like me. I'm a know nothing at all. I don't know much, man. I really, really don't. But I listen. I can listen with the best of them. You can put me up against the world's greatest listeners, and I'm right there with them. I may not be the most eloquent or orator, or the most expressive or the most articulate, but I can listen. And here's the key: I understand what I hear. Listening comprehension is key to manhood. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna do a couple more. I'm out of here, man. This is supposed to be like literally. I was supposed to do this like 15 minutes. Then here y'all come. Here y'all come. But it's all good, man. I'm glad I didn't do a podcast Saturday, so I'm glad I'm kicking it with you all. And plus, when I do the podcast, it's no chat. Yeah, Lo, thanks for letting them know. Yeah, make sure y'all like the video, share the video. There's 30 people in here. There should be 30 likes. There's 31 people here. There should be 31 likes. And let's see what it turns out being. Selfish. Okay, Dijon, I could be saying that wrong. If I am, please correct me. I've been single all my life. I'm just now beginning to work on myself so that I can become self-sufficient later in life. Should I continue to focus on myself, or should I explore for the experience? If you're a dude, tell me if you're a dude or a female. I don't know. I think you're a dude. His name sounds like a dude's name. Explore. Taste women, which is really something you should be doing in your teens. You can explore and taste women while at the same time you're building your kingdom. But get a sense of what you like. Get a sense of what you, most importantly, what complements your kingdom. For instance, if you are building a motorcycle, I'm a dude. That's what I thought. Okay, yeah, like let's say if you're building a motorcycle, company, then you think about what kind of woman you may need for the deals that you may do, or what kind of woman would be able to fit into that lifestyle, that motorcycle lifestyle, and understand it. And that's just a small example, but really what you need to do is explore women. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a heartbreaker. You know what I mean? Like let them know. Yeah, I'm exploring. Let them know what it really is. But young men should explore. Young men should explore. Young women should not explore. That's what it is. I know you'll get older women who will tell you different. No, you should date and get a. Don't listen to them. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. When young women explore, what it really is a process of serial heartbreak. It's different. And men, sometimes we go through the heartbreak, but you got to harden yourself through the heartbreak. So that way, by the time you get the woman, don't be all used up, but by the time you get the woman that you want to be with, you have a better sense of self-sufficiency, because that's the value. That's what she wants. She wants a man that doesn't need her, even if she doesn't know it yet. But she wants a man who doesn't need her, but really wants her, who really desires her, who really wants her, who goes crazy when he's with her because she's just what he's wanted. And that exploration gives that to you, you know. All right, I think that's about it. Chief, you the best. We love to kick it with you too. Thank you, Sister Nicole. You are too. And you're welcome. You're welcome, Sandra. You're absolutely welcome. Lo said, building a trucking company, you're going to need a woman built for it tough. Yeah, you might. I got so many spirits in my place. Interrupting the live. But yeah, you might need that. You know, you might need that's why, like, men, I try to tell you guys, don't have a taste, you know, when it comes to women. Like them all. Learn how to look at every woman, and I mean, like, even now, today, and look at every woman you know and learn to enjoy something about their presence. And that's not on some, like, you know, they're all goddesses. No, I'm saying, like, you never know which one you're gonna need or which one you're gonna want to use later. Here, let me tell you, like, really, which one you're gonna want to use later. And you learn to, because some women are great. They're great for you. They take, and when I mean use, they take you to another place. But you like, oh, but she is not the complexion I like, or she's too skinny, or she's too big, or whatever. Learn to look at a big girl and see what's nice about a big girl. Learn to look at a skinny girl and see what's nice about a skinny girl. See what's nice about an ugly girl. See what's nice about a pretty girl. Because at the end of the day, they're all women. And there's something about them that's going to be something, unless they're one of the women who don't want to be women. Because they could be as pretty and as shapely as they want. If you don't want to be a woman, that's they're going to be ugly. But find something in each one where you can look and appreciate and enjoy them. As a man, especially if you're a man who's seeking plurality, it's a valuable thing when you can just appreciate women, period. Their voice, their smell, the way they walk, you know, how they just do things that guys don't do. You go to their house, they offer you some water or some food or something. Dude would be like, nah, I'll be telling you, get out my fridge. You know what I mean? Like, you should have brought something with you, you know? So, yeah, man, just learn to really enjoy them. And that helps a lot, you know? Yeah, Deidre said, that's my problem. I'm biased. Yep, that is a problem. That is a problem. I mean, you could we like certain things. Certain things that may turn you on more, but I'm telling you, you want to learn how to pull energy. You want to learn how to pull energy. Enjoy every woman, old women, young women. Like I said, ugly, fat, dumb women, smart women. You know, just learn to like them. You know, find that thing that you like about them. I'm telling you, it opens up your thinking in a different kind of way, you know, because no matter what, especially as a priest or a healer, there's always a sexual component to what you do. Always, 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 always. Just some people can't handle it. That's the problem. But and even if it's a man, there's always a sexual tension. And I'm not saying that you want to bang out your male clients if you're male. I'm not saying it like that. But that sexual energy is always present because of the work that you're doing. There's always an input and an output. There's always that intercourse, even of thought. You know, so you have to learn to find a sexual value in everyone. And I know that I'm not going to get into that too much. Maybe, I have to really break that one down because people are going to take that the wrong way. And this, I ain't talking about that other stuff. You know, that's not what I do. But I'm saying, like, sexual energy is not always intercourse. Sexual energy is appreciating the sexual energy, the energy of the sexes. You see. So yeah. All right. I took an IG, bro. Oh, y'all talking about something. All right. So I already subbed to your channel. Yeah. Tell everybody to subscribe. What am I supposed to say? Subscribe. I mean, I don't feel like saying all that. Just share the videos and stuff, I guess, man. Share the videos. And oh man, have a Merry Christmas. I don't know, man. Quick question for you, Nicole. Oh, okay, that's Nicole. All All right, so I'm out, man. I think y'all got it, and I'm like way over. And this was fun. This was fun. I'll do some more. You know, I'm lying. I say that after every live, right? I'm gonna do another one, and then you don't see me for another month. I don't know, man. It's just not that intriguing for me. It's cool. It's cool like this, like once in a while, late at night, whoever's up. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, but like every day or whatever, I ain't into it, man. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm not into it. But you sisters got your homework. You know what you got to do, and you brothers got some homework, man. So at least we cover some things that y'all can work on. All right, and let me know how it goes, man. Y'all, you guys know my IG is Chief Yuya. Get on that red rap vibe, Zach. Come on, man. Zach, you gonna come in the last 30 seconds of the show. We have fun, Zach. You missed it. But yeah, man, get on that all horse, go to heaven, man. Adopt a hoe. We about to have a hoe drive. Adopt a hoe. All right. So I'll have some more information about that later. All right. Get on it. Get with it, man. We got a lot of good our new stuff coming up. Red Rap, of course. We got the Tampa chapter coming. We got the Atlanta chapter coming, and we branching out to some other places as well, man. So get with it. I'm a savage, barbaric priest. It's just what it is, man. You know what I mean? But if y'all are feeling me, that means there's some savage, barbaric priest in you too. All right, I'm out, man. I gotta return all these phone calls. All right, you guys be safe, man. And tomorrow, just be cool, be safe. You know what I'm saying? Develop that intuition, use that instinct, man. And if you see somebody you like, tell them you like them. You'd be surprised what might happen. You'd be surprised what might happen. All right, peace, y'all.